Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Town of Milton Monthly Board Meeting. Today is July 24th, 2024. The time is 6:30. I'd like to get the meeting started with the Pledge of Allegiance by Councilman Froelich.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Councilman Delnicki.
Present.
Councilwoman Soden.
Present.
Councilman Froelich. Councilwoman Kerr.
Present.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Present. We're going to mix the agenda up. We're going to do public comment before the public hearing. So public comment number 1 on the agenda items only. Public comment number 1 is now open if anyone would like to speak. Yes, ma'am.
Marion Pitsis, 516 Elk Circle. I just want to ask about resolution number 78 for the audio equipment at the community center. I have a question about that because I didn't see in the resolution. Does that include the ability to have Zoom calls so that people can, and to have recording of meetings when they're held there? Currently, the community center does not have that capability.
Dave?
Go to a microphone, Dave.
I'm not sure if it integrates like right out of the gate with Zoom. That's a goal that we can work towards. What that proposal is intended to do is to replace some of the outdated equipment. A lot of the speakers, very few speakers at the community center still function. You know, and this is an opportunity to replace those speakers and then add some functionality in a kind of like a touchpad on the exterior so that we can control access to the IT closet. So hopefully it's something that we can work towards. I would think that the Zoom room that we have could extend to a different location, but that's something we can certainly look into.
Thank you, Dave. Anyone else like to speak?
Good evening, friends and neighbors. My name is Peter Nelson, and I live on Hoffman Road. In my few minutes, I want to make 2 quick suggestions for the town. I think they'll help everybody, and they're super easy. Within the past 2 weeks, the grass on either side of Grand Avenue between Rowland and Hoffman was mowed. This passes in front of my house and Councilman Froelich's house. Sorry, ran in from the parking lot. So my initial observation was, this is great, getting the lawn cut. But then I realized that no effort was made prior to cutting the lawn to pick up all the litter. So now we have shredded litter on both shoulders that's easily visible because ironically, the grass has been cut. So it would seem to me that it's a better process to pick up the trash before we cut the grass. The more important observation, I think, is to ask the question, why are we even cutting that grass? There's no increased visibility, there's no improved safety as a result of this, and we're really putting the town's employees at risk because they're operating heavy equipment that runs a lot of fuel, and people don't pay attention, and just a matter of time till there's an accident. So what's the ROI? If you add up all the costs, I think you'd find that they're not insignificant costs, and let's think about not cutting grass that doesn't really matter. If the town made the call to simply try cutting back on low-value mowing, this would give you some flexibility to redeploy the resources, spend less money, and perhaps look at activities that are more value to the town. So my second observation is around the assassination attempt on former President Trump. Don't worry. The shooter was a 20-year-old young man, a kid who was never in step with his town or his peers. I hate to say it, but I think we all know someone like this, maybe not in Milton, but someplace. I would like to think that this is an issue that occurs someplace else. But we know that's not true, even if we want to believe that mental health is for someone else or someplace else. The reality is that it is not. Ask any teacher, and they will tell you the hard truth about the state of many of our families, especially in Ballston Spa and Milton. So how can the town of Milton be proactive and helpful? By simply sharing the 988 crisis hotline number to our community, the town is helping. If the town of Milton was willing to invest a very, very small amount of time to include the 988 crisis hotline on its website and social media, we may just save a child or a family from unspeakable tragedy simply by raising the awareness. So if we do this, we're going to provide clear evidence that the town of Milton cares about its people and it's willing to try something new. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Yes, sir.
Public comment or just on the agenda?
It's supposed to be on the agenda. I was gonna just make it clear, the first public comment is agenda items only. The second one is any other town business. Thank you. Anyone via Zoom, Amanda?
No, sir.
Hearing none, we'll move forward with the meeting. Public comment number 1 is now closed. Motion to accept the minutes from the June 26, 2024 meeting.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Dudnicki,
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden,
Yes.
Councilman Froelich,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr,
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes. The time now is 6:37. We'll be opening the public hearing on local law number 5 of 2024, amending the various sections of the town code. Brenda, can you read the notice?
Please take notice that the Town Board of the Town of Milton will hold a public hearing on Wednesday, July 24th, 2024 at 6:35 PM. The purpose of the public hearing is to allow the public to comment on the local law 5 of 2024, updating the town code chapters of Town of Milton Town Code. The proposed local law is located on the town website at townofmiltonny.org.
Thank you, Brenda. The public hearing is now open if anyone would like to speak. Seeing no one in the audience, is there anybody on via Zoom, Amanda?
Sharon, can you unmute?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Because I can't hear you, and I'm just calling to let you know that you can't hear on the Zoom unless you speak into the microphone, please, and have the people that are standing at the podium do the same. Otherwise, we're in the dark here. I know you're going to vote for something new in there, and I hope that that works better than what we're doing now. Just thought I'd ask if you could please speak up into the microphone. That's all.
Thank you. Anybody else, Amanda?
No.
No? Anyone else in the audience like to speak? Hearing none, I'll need a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make that.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Dudnicki,
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden,
Yes.
Councilman Froelich,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr,
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next on the agenda, Resolution 74 of 2024 to hire Elizabeth Odasz, Clerk to the Town Justice, 10 Burning Pines Drive, Ballston Spa, New York. Whereas due to a vacancy in the Town of Milton's Justice Court in need of a full-time employee for the position of Clerk to the Town Justice. And now therefore be it resolved upon the request and recommendation of Judge Brown, Judge Cromie, and the Personnel Committee, the Town Board hereby appoints and hires Elizabeth Odasz of number 10 Burning Pines Drive, Ballston Spa, New York, 12020 to the position of a full-time clerk to the Town Justices for the Town of Milton Court effective July 15th of 2024 at an hourly rate of $24.04 per hour as grade 5, step 1 per the adopted compensation schedule with benefits that are provided for by the town personnel policy and said hire to be condition on the 6-month probationary period wherein the performance is and remains acceptable to the town court and pursuant to the town policy. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, town of Milton, motion for resolution number 74.
I'll
I'll
make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Councilman Del Nicky,
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden,
Yes.
Councilman Frolich,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr,
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next, resolution number 75 of 2024, resolution to approve the modification of the construction and electrical contracts for the Round Street Highway Facility per recommendation of Delaware Engineering, DPC, and the Facilities Committee, whereas the town board was advised that certain additional construction electrical work were recently discovered that need to be pursued as part of the site construction for the new Round Street Highway Facility, which upon further review will benefit the town and the project were not anticipated nor covered by the original contract entered in between the town and the contractors, and which have been recently recommended by Delaware Engineering, DPC, the town engineer and project architect. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board, after due consideration and upon recommendation from the town's facility committee, town engineer, project architect, Delaware Engineering, DPC, and review by the town comptroller, authorizes and awards the following change orders as set forth in the attached letter captioned recommended to approve contract modifications of Delaware DPC dated July 24th, 2024. Number one, Bass Hatfield Construction LLC. The electrical kiosk requires additional plywood for landing necessary equipment for permanent power tie-in. It requires a net contract value change in the sum of $818. Number two, LaCourt Companies Incorporated lighting circuit in the cold storage building included in the plans would overload the circuit's rated current. In order to meet the NEC standards, this change is necessary to turn one lighting circuit into two with the least number of site changes. This requires a net contract value change and an increase in the sum of $2,262.42. Number three, LaCourt Companies Incorporated Fuel Island Shed electrical panel requires modification for the permanent power tie-in. The requirement net contract value change in the sum of $2,946.56. Resolved that the town board hereby directs the supervisor to take whatever steps are necessary and execute the agreement between the town of Milton, Bass Hatfield Construction LLC, LaCourt Companies Incorporated for such improvement and work and any other required change order documentation or inspection documentation which will be needed and necessary for the proceeding and completion of the change orders, and to do all that is needed and required to pay all amounts owed under this agreement. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, town of Milton, motion for resolution number 75.
Make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I have a quick question. I did look at the proposals and I'm just wondering, it said it wasn't anticipated or wasn't planned for. I guess I'm confused as to why it wasn't anticipated, this work.
Well, phase two, the construction, phase one rolled into phase two. Am I correct, Mary Beth? So, right.
That's just the standard language that we use. It's not, we can change those words if you like. But it was phase two work planned that's now being swapped between those phases to accommodate the construction schedule
But it's an increase in the overall value, correct?
Phase one contract.
of phase one
One.
contract, but taking out of phase.
But taking it out of phase two.
Correct.
Okay.
Net sum zero gain.
Councilman Del Nicky,
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden,
Yes.
Councilman Frolich,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr,
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes. Next on the agenda is resolution number 76 of 2024. Resolution to approve the contract with the hiring of Plan and Site Consultings LLC to provide planning and zoning consulting assistance. Whereas the town board is desirous of retaining the services of a planning and zoning consultant for the town of Milton to assist in the managing of the project applications intake and the project tracking purposes, participation in pre-application conferences for review, project application materials for completeness, submission of complete applications to various boards for consideration, complete and distribute project review memos, coordinate with the planning board attorney and chairpersons for the preparation of the draft resolutions for seeker approval, and administer the town stormwater management program. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board does hereby authorize, agrees, and consents to allow the town supervisor to enter into a contract with Plan and Site Consulting LLC with offices located at 221 Round Lake Road, Ballston Spa, New York, 12019, in the amount not to exceed $24,000 per year, a full and complete copy of which the contract is attached hereto, and further hereby authorizes the town supervisor to sign the said contract and execute all needed and necessary documentation and to pay all amounts due in furtherance of the same. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, town of Milton, a motion for resolution number 76.
I'll make
Make
that, oh, go ahead.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
I just have a comment. Number one, very impressed, by Sophia, but, the other comment I have that in kind of keeping in alignment with what we have with, John Olenek as a contractor, I would like to see a monthly report come to the board. It doesn't have to be anything lengthy, but, just so we can track kind of progress, since she would be a contractor. And I talked to her about that and she seemed amenable to it.
Councilman Del Nicky,
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden,
Yes.
Councilman Frolish.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next, resolution number 77 of 2024. Resolution accepting a proposal from Sound Solutions to replace audio equipment in Town Hall meeting room. Whereas the town previously approved and had installed audio-visual equipment in the Town Hall meeting room and adding more speakers throughout the room for better sound acoustics and quality, and now therefore be it resolved, the town board of the town of Milton awards to and hires Sound Solutions of 39 Northern Pines Road, Suite 1, Gansevoort, New York, for the purchase and installation of replacement of audio equipment in the town hall meeting room, all set forth in the proposal attached hereto and made a part thereof at a cost of $3,930 plus other minor incidental costs associated therein, and further hereby directs the supervisor to enter into and execute an agreement between the town of Milton and Sound Solutions and to take whatever steps are necessary in order to purchase, obtain, secure the installation of such, and to do all that is needed and required to pay all amounts owed in furtherance of such. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, town of Milton, a motion for resolution number 77.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman, oh, sorry, go.
This will just clear up some of this backbeat issue. Should eliminate a lot.
And I think the transmitting over Zoom, because I've zoomed in and it is quite hard to hear.
Councilman Del Nicky,
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden,
Yes.
Councilman Frolish,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr,
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next resolution number 78 of 2024. Resolution accepting proposal for audio equipment installation in the town community center. Whereas the town is in need of purchasing audio equipment to set up in the town of Milton Community Center for better sound acoustics and quality. And now therefore be it resolved that the town board, town of Milton awards to, hires Sound Solution of 39 Northern Pines Road, Suite 1, Gansevoort, New York, for the purchase and installation of audio equipment in the town of Milton Community Center. All is set forth in the proposed attachment hereto and made a part thereof at a cost of $14,643.85 plus other minor incidental costs associated therewith, and further hereby and directs the town supervisor to enter into and to execute an agreement between the town of Milton and Sound Solutions and to take whatever steps are necessary to order, purchase, obtain, and secure installation of such, and to do all that is needed and required to pay all amounts owed in furtherance of such. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, town of Milton, motion for resolution number 78.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Del Nicky,
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolich.
Yeah.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, the next resolution number 79 of 2024, whereas the town is in need of resolution to accept the proposal from ICC Community Development Solutions to upgrade Laserfiche cloud site software, whereas the town is in need of upgrading the current Laserfiche software in the town of Milton and Town Hall. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board of the town of Milton awards to and hires ICC Community Development Solutions of 781 Elgrom Road, Rochester, New York, for the purchase, configuration, training services, and data migration to the Laserfiche software in the town of Milton Hall. All set forth in the proposed attached hereto and made a part thereof, and at a cost of $6,733 plus any other minor incidental costs associated therein, and further hereby directs the town supervisor to enter into, execute, and agree between the town of Milton and ICC Community Development Solutions, and to take whatever steps are necessary in order to purchase, obtain, and secure the installation of such, and to do all that is needed and required to pay all amounts owed in furtherance of such. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, town of Milton, motion for resolution number 79.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Delnicki.
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next, resolution number 80 of 2024, resolution to approve the schedule of budgetary amendments proposed by the town board, whereas the town board, town of Milton, from time to time, find it necessary to make budgetary amendments within the budget year based upon recommendations from the town comptroller. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board hereby approves the budgetary amendments and transfers as described and set forth in the schedule provided and recommended by the town comptroller, which said schedule is attached hereto and made a part thereof, and authorize the town comptroller to proceed and make the necessary budget amendments as set forth therein. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, town of Milton. Motion for resolution number 80.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Any discussion? Councilman Delnicki.
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes. Next, resolution number 81 of 2024, resolution to hire Daniel Roicki to fill a vacancy in the Highway Department as a machine equipment operator. Whereas the town of Milton Highway Superintendent has advised of the need to hire a new Highway Department employee to fill a vacancy in the position of mechanic equipment operator. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board, after due consideration upon recommendation of the Highway Superintendent, does hereby appoint and hire Daniel Roicki of 52 Quebec Drive, Saratoga Springs, New York, 12866, as a machine equipment operator, grade 5, step 1, at an hourly rate of $24.04 per hour, full-time, to start August 5th, 2024, with benefits that are provided for by the town personnel policy, if any, and with said hire to be conditioned on a 6-month probationary period, wherein his performance is and remains acceptable to the town supervisor and highway superintendent, and pursuant to town policy. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, town of Milton, motion for resolution number 81.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Delnicki.
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next on the agenda, motion to approve the highway department to purchase a 2024 John Deere 624 P-tier wheel loader to replace a 2003 Cat wheel loader from United AG and Turf Contract PC 70139 at a cost of $210,000 with trade. This is a budgeted item from the 2024 DB account DB 5130.2.
Make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Councilman Delnicki.
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next, a motion to accept the resignation of the MEO position in the highway garage from Jonathan Larson.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Delnicki. Councilwoman Snowden,
Yes.
Councilman Frolich,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr,
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next, a motion to accept the resignation of the principal account clerk Sarah Kelly effective July 26, 2024.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Any discussion? Councilman Dunleavy,
Yes.
Councilwoman Snowden,
Yes.
Councilman Frolich,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr,
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, the next, department committee reports, animal control, Eric.
The annual control monthly report for June 2024. Total calls 102, bite cases 5, dangerous dog hearing 0. Animals seized 6, and there were some tickets issued. Unlicensed dogs 6 tickets, running at large 1, nuisance dog 0 for a total of 7. Respectfully submitted, David Drzezinski, Animal Control Officer.
Thank you, Eric. Next, the assessor's report.
Note from the Assessor's Office, July 2024. 2024 final roll has been completed and posted. The Assessment Office is currently taking applications for exemptions for the 2025 assessment roll. All exemptions must be received by March 1st, 2025. The inventory picture project is almost complete. Fun fact, the town of Milton has a total of 6,760 active parcels. 1,598 are in the village of Ballston Spa. 5,162 are outside the village on the 2024 roll. School tax rates have not been released yet for the 2024-2025 September school tax bill. Rates should be available come mid-August. Hope all of our town residents have a safe and happy summer. Respectfully submitted, Laura Orminsky, Town of Milton Assessor.
Thank you, Eric. Next, building department, John.
Okay, dear Supervisor Ostrander and town board members, during the month of June, the building department managed 30 building permits, collected $10,418.20 in building permit fees,
Can you speak into your microphone?
completed 125 construction inspections, fulfilled 26 fire safety inspections, responded to 7 code enforcement violations. A total of 6 certificate of occupancies were issued, along with 27 certificates of compliance.
Thank you, John. Next, buildings and grounds, Barb.
July 17th, during the month of June, I did daily cleaning of the community center, town parks, and all town offices, set up and takedowns at the community center, painted new lines in the parking lot at the community center, inspected all playground equipment for damage. I've been doing weekly mowing and weed whacking of cemeteries, parks, and town hall grounds. I put down bark mulch in front of town hall. I'm doing weekly maintenance on all mower equipment. I did monthly inspection of fire extinguishers, planted flowers at Boyce and Treble Park. I'd like to thank Allison Ostrander for donating her time to plant the flowers around the town of Milton clock and in the flower bed at the entrance of town hall. Respectfully submitted, Mark Leroy, Maintenance Supervisor.
Thank you, Barb. Next, the comptroller's financial reporting package issued to the town board and is made available for public inspection on the town's website. Next, Director of Planning, Meg.
Nothing to report at this time.
All right, thank you. Economic Development, John?
Good evening. The past month has seen proactive engagement across various economic development initiatives, with notable progress in some areas and challenges in others. We have entered the summer vacation holiday season, which has found some of my necessary contacts unavailable, requiring a follow-up at a later date. The projects that I've been working on, the North Line Road project. I followed up with the developer regarding further expansion plans at the site of the new convenience store. We will meet shortly to assess and discuss the potential future uses of the remainder of that commercial property. The airport diner operator. I have continued engagement with the operator to discuss status of internal changes planned by Saratoga County and future plans for the diner facility. Meetings with commercial real estate brokers. I have met with 2 real estate brokers to explore current developments and potential development opportunities and market trends in the area. The steakhouse prospects. Since initially sending out prospect information to 3 steakhouse chains, there has been no progress in advancing discussions, which is not unusual for months to pass before a response is received. So continuing efforts will be made to determine interest of the prospects. I have targeted a specialty retail store in anticipation of the new Milltown Center project, and after some research, a letter of interest along with our economic development brochure was sent to a targeted specialty retail store. There is no other store in the Capital District which specializes in their products, and this would be an ideal fit for our town center and the general area. The ongoing engagement with Popeye's Chicken. I initially contacted various people in 2022 about the possibility of attracting Popeye's Chicken to our area with little success initially, and finally being directed to their broker, TRG Corporation, which has not been very cooperative and non-responsive. I last spoke with Kevin Parisi in April, as I reported in my May report to the board, who requested that I send detailed information about the real estate opportunities in Milton, which I did. But to date, have not received a response back. At the time, Parisi advised that Popeyes is very much interested in the Saratoga area, but on Route 50 in Wilton, not Route 50 in Milton, because it fits their usual demographic profile. I was not confident that Parisi was even trying to promote Milton to Popeyes, since exit 15 is an easy sell. So I recently sent our letter of interest and brochure directly to the Vice President of Development, where I had previous contact with her. And I thought this would be a better opportunity to tell our story. And that's the whole idea of it, is I want to get in front of the right person to tell the story of Milton. So that's going to be continued. Now, progress on the vacant land in our town center right next to the Trustco Bank. I'm pleased to announce that McDonald's Corporation has just concluded the purchase of the parcel of land next to Trustco Bank, and is in the process of preparing to build a McDonald's restaurant in our town center. This new venture will be a great asset in attracting people to our town center, not to mention the benefit of sales tax revenues for the town. Now, interesting history behind some of this. I believe McDonald's first purchased the property in 2003, but for some reason never chose to build on it, and subsequently sold the land back to the developer, where it sat empty for a number of years. This past year, however, interest was regenerated, and we can only assume because of the positive progress that the town has made in its progressive thinking and planning. This McDonald's will certainly be a magnet to attract other businesses, since it is known that they are very selective in choosing their site locations for potential profitability. I will continue to assist in moving this project forward. 2 other items, the electric vehicle chargers in the park and ride area over here. We had 2 empty areas there which were wired, but they were there for future use, but that wiring really need to be capped off. So I contacted Brian Stanley with the EV charger people, and they came in, I guess, the other day, and they capped it off. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. And one other item, I followed up, I contacted the New York State DOT to find out the status of the construction of the new roundabout at Rollins Street and 29. And I received this reply from them. They told me that the bid openings were opened yesterday, which was July 11th. So it will be approximately another 45 days until the job is awarded. At that time, we will be able to have a pre-construction meeting with the contractor to see if they plan on trying to complete all construction this fall, or if they plan to do a majority of it in the spring. A lot of it depends on how quickly the utility companies can get the utility poles moved at the start. Either way, you should see the contractor out there starting their work as far as clearing and grubbing and building demolition, etc., as early as the end of August or the beginning of September. So it's in the works and it's moving along.
Thank you,
So-
John.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, the Highway Department, John.
All right, the Highway Department spring cleanup. Can you hear me now? I didn't ever think hearing me was a problem, but yeah, to promptly remove yard debris, ended May 15th. Town residents can bring their yard debris to the transfer station located at 503 Geyser Road. Transfer station hours are Monday through Thursday, 6 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. It is closed on holiday weekends. There is no regular pickup for lawn debris until fall pickups begin October 15th. Loose debris cannot be placed curbside until fall cleanup begins October 15th. If a complaint is received about loose debris, warning notices will be issued. We have seen numerous strong storms this season. Please call the office at 518-885-5655. If you have debris from a storm, we will confirm your address and if availability to do a storm debris only pickup. We have begun working on drainage repairs and roadway reconstruction on Finley Road. We are hoping to have it completed as quickly as possible.
Thanks, John. Next, Mike, Historians Report.
Good evening, Mike Companion, Town Historian. I'm just going to talk about some of the things I've been pursuing this year. One of the things was in preparation for the August 20th celebration of the service of a deceased veteran of the town of Milton. I completed materials to honor Korean War veteran Emily Adams. The county ceremony will take place on August 20th at McMaster Street. Our ceremony for her family will also take place here in August on the 25th. Is that our board meeting in August 25th? I believe it's the 25th. Sorry, I should have checked. What was it?
28th.
28th, I'm sorry, 28th then, okay. And again, that's during the board meeting. On July 11th, I met with the Historic Structures and Places Committee to discuss future projects and events. We reviewed the Heritage Award binder for the 2024 Heritage Award winner, recognizing efforts in the town to preserve our history. This year, we will present the award on September 25th at 6:30 at the regular board meeting. We also have another cemetery program coming up to recognize this service of Revolutionary War veterans. This time it'll be at North Milton Cemetery at the last entrance on North Milton Road into the cemetery. That'll be at 11 a.m. on August 31st, if anybody wants to attend. We also, the committee also identified structures in the town that the comprehensive plan committee, we met with them and they just suggested we identify some places in town that were deserving of national recognition, not just town recognition. And we came up with a short list: the Mansion Inn, Cottrell Paper Mill, the George West Office on Maple Avenue, and the Powerhouse on Maple Avenue are pretty significant infrastructure or cultural interests of the town or assets of the town that should be recognized nationally. Also, from the meeting we had with the comprehensive plan, we also got the idea that we should create a project that recognizes the importance of the mills in Milltown. Okay, and so we came up with the idea of, so again, kind of like my kiosk concept for the Revolutionary War, this is going to be a large diagram of the town with where the different sites are located. And we got to pick a place to put it where it's accessible for the public generally. So I guess we'll have to talk over with the board on that. That's stuff at a later date. Also, we're going to basically try to do our best to put a sign near every mill location along a roadside that's possible, and with the history of that mill. So again, since we are Milton, which comes from basically because of the mills, we should actually make people aware of that fact in our town. Okay. I met with the Saratoga County 250th Commission on July 15th and discussing creating infrastructure, continuing creating infrastructure across the county. And again, our kiosk that we've been working on for the last 2 years is part of that plan. So the county will have a presence there at the ceremony on October 26th. Hope you guys can all make it. It's 11 a.m. It'll be at the corner of Route 67 and Middle Line Road at the little park there, the Treeville Park. And the panels for that, I actually are being made right now. I've had 3 meetings with AJ Signs in Burnt Hills. And I'm hoping to display them. Somebody gave me the idea in here at the office, in the town hall, that we should display them here before they're actually installed. So we can actually see them here as well. So we'll have to talk with the board about that too, but where's a good place to put those panels, at least temporarily, until I actually install them in the kiosk. I don't want to put them there too soon because it'll give away the big surprise. So of October 26th. Also, I plan on spending this Saturday and Sunday at the fairgrounds because I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but we have a cannon for the county of Saratoga. And I'm a big cannon fan. I have several cannons myself. I'm a Revolutionary War reactor, and I built the county a cannon last year. If you look at the county logo, it's a cannon in the middle of it. We never had one. So now we have one. It's on display at the fairgrounds right now. So I plan on spending Saturday and Sunday there to talk to people about the cannon, and also mention our upcoming events. Like we have the ceremony on North Milton Cemetery for Revolutionary War soldiers. We also have the awesome trivia night coming up on October 19th at the Milton Tavern. So again, I'm going to inform people as we talk about the cannon and artillery, also about our Revolutionary War events in the town too. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Next, the Justice Court, Barb.
Justice Court for June 2024. Fines, $2,194. Surcharges, $1,677. Civil fees, $302, for a total of $4,173.
Thank you, Barb. Planning and zoning reports, Meg.
Okay, planning board was July 10th, and there was a couple items, actually several items covered. 614 Ackland Boulevard, which is a 2-lot subdivision in the R1 district. Public hearing was conducted and furthermore approved. 381 LaRue Road, which was a minor subdivision. The public hearing also was conducted, and that was also approved by the board. 336 Rollins Street was a request for a 90-day extension to the major subdivision, which would run through October 8th, and that was also approved. Then there was a pretty lengthy discussion on the Milltown Center, basically setting up some structure for the site plan review. Seeker was a negative declaration. They're under negotiations for water and underground utilities were reviewed. And there'll be 4 topical meetings going forward. So the meetings, there'll be 2 special meetings, and the 2 special meetings are July 31st and August 21st, and those are to review different elements of the site plan. And then also the normally scheduled planning board meetings, which are August 14th and September 11th. So each of those, as I said, we'll be discussing different elements of that site plan. And then for zoning board, that was canceled. There was no new business on there. And the next zoning board meeting will be August 22nd.
Thank you, Meg. Next, Town Clerk, Brenda.
All right, so for June, we had 5 marriages, 34 certified death certificates, 6 spoil and search of records, 197 dog licensing, of which 48 of them were online, 17 fishing licenses, and 4 pavilion or community center rentals, with the town share being $4,307.73.
Thank you, Brenda. Do we have any youth bureau report this month?
Nope, not this month.
All right, thank you. Next on the agenda is public comment number 2. Public comment number 2 on any other town business. Anyone like to speak? Yes, sir.
Good evening. Joe Isabella, Linden Lane. My wife and myself walk a lot down Geyser. We ride our bikes from Wood Thrush Court to Hayes Drive on both sides of the street. The trees need to be trimmed. It's becoming a safety issue. When you're walking under it, I have to duck. When I ride my bike, I have to duck. It's starting to, going to be hitting people in the face. So it definitely needs to be addressed. I appreciate, if you can handle that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else in the, yes, Mr. Iacolucci?
Thank you. Good evening, Mike Iacolucci, 9 Russell Street. First, I just wanted to thank the board and Brenda and Amanda for the day camp. Vested interest. We have 2 grandchildren attending and they're having a blast. So thank you very much. Second thing, I want to apologize to Dave and the board. I've not been tracking closely enough, I think, what's going on with the work on the phase 2 and financing in particular. So I think I saw a reference to debt issuance, and it looked like there was a date of July 24 in the amount of $10.5 million. So again, I apologize. I am not up to speed on what that is all about. And if possible, if you could give us a rundown, that would be great. Thank you.
So back in October, you guys authorized a debt resolution to the tune of $13.5 million to allow for us. Yep. So back in October of this past year, the board authorized the debt resolution to the tune of $13.5 million based on some early engineering estimates. We went out to bid. We wound up doing extremely well, and we.
Could you use the mic, please? Get close. Thank you.
Yep. So we go out to bid, the bids come back excellent. And then we recognized that we wouldn't have to issue a debt issuance up to that limit. We're actually much less towards the 10 point. We're actually issuing a short-term, it's called a BAN or bond anticipation note. It's short-term construction financing. It should allow for us to build out the project before we go long-term. And that we just signed all the documents earlier this week with bond counsel and with the help of fiscal advisors. So tomorrow on the 25th, we will receive $10.5 million. Our contractor's mobilizing as we speak. So we will begin to utilize those resources to pay construction costs as we work through the project.
Thanks,
And
Dave.
actually, so the bond did go out to, the bond was bid out, and we did pretty well from an interest standpoint. For what it's worth, fiscal advisors was extremely pleased with the rate that that we received. So.
Thank you, Dave. Anyone else like to speak? Amanda, anybody via Zoom? Public comment number 2 is now closed. Brenda, do we have any correspondence? No correspondence. Discussion on any new town business? Any board members?
I have one. I'd officially like to welcome Sophia Maruso, which is our Director of Planning. I apologize for not doing it earlier. We're really excited that you're going to be joining our team, and we got a lot of great things coming to our town, and we're glad you're a part of it.
John, anything?
I don't know if it's new or old business. I had talked a little bit about the Zoom hookup at the community center, and I think we should go forward with that once we get the audio situated, and that'll help bring that. Now that we're doing a lot of meetings down there, it's important to get the best systems we can get for people. And anytime we can improve our service to the public, I think it's a plus. To give you a little update on facilities, High Gateway Garage Phase 1 is pretty much complete, with the exception of doing the leftover electrical work for the final electrical service. for the entire facilities. It is pending right now on National Grid. And if anybody knows, National Grid's been strapped out a little bit, so, with the storms. The change orders tonight were to finish up that project, so we should be headed pretty well there. Phase 2, the construction is expected to fully commence within the next month or so. With the immediate things, the general contractor will start surveying, staking out activities, setting up the job trailer, mobilizing equipment, etc. Delaware has been working with the construction specs submittals from the various subcontractors, and they have all submitted all their paperwork for permits, so we're headed in the right direction there. On Reimagine Milton, the town is progressing with some space planning for what is required in gathering project for the gathering project of the new town hall addition. The other thing is we've also gotten our rough site layout for this whole area out here, the park area. Within the next week or so, you'll probably see some stakes and some paint marks on the sidewalks and stuff. Basically, they're going to point out the egresses and things where roadways are going to go and things like that. So that's going to take place. It'll give us an idea of what we can start to accomplish out there. Our water districts, that's just moving forward. It takes a while to get all that done. We are working on having a water supplied to the highway garage, sewer to the highway garage. So those things are all being in progress right now. Stormwater management, the town has received and processed the finalized permit complaint draft swamp paperwork in accordance with New York State DEC MS4 requirements for the stormwater. And that's just one of those unfunded mandates that we've gotten from the state, so we end up picking up the cost for that. On road designation and land uses, that's also moving forward with not much to report there. Basically, it's between the highway and Delaware. They're sitting down and drawing up some specifications and things like that. So I think that was pretty much what we did this month.
Are they, John?
Yeah, just the one thing, and I don't want to steal Meg's thunder, but please remember our farmers market on Thursday. We need to get participation or the vendors aren't going to be happy. I know I was there the first week and I think the rollout was very good. Certainly enjoyable, so hopefully we can keep progressing. And I think that's about it.
So I just want to mention that been in contact with Jason Miller, the Deputy Highway Superintendent, Assistant. Bulk pickup, we threw around some dates. I think we're looking at Jason September-ish, 14th maybe, around there. So once we come up with a date for the drop-off for the trash pickup at Town Hall, we will let everybody know. But probably by the next board meeting, we'll have a solid date in place for. Okay. Okay. So once we get confirmation from them. So I know a lot of the residents been asking about the bulk pickup here at Town Hall. So it was a huge success last year. So I want to branch off what Mike Iacolucci said, the summer camp, bicycle safety, Jim Tedesco kicked off his summer bicycle safety program. It's a yearly thing. It used to be in another location within the county, but for the past 3 years, it's been here, and I think it's going to continue to be here. Our camp, the numbers have went up dramatically this year, and I went over to the fair today. They were attending the fair, and I got some compliments on how good our kids actually behave, so that's a positive. So I'm very proud of the job that Brendan and Amanda did putting that together, and I've heard nothing but positive from all the parents that pick up about our camp. It's definitely heading in the right direction. So thank you, Brendan and Amanda. Any other business, new business for town, Eric?
I don't know if it's either new or old. I just want a couple quick comments. I think we need a little bit more historian report it's the one time where everybody in the room's kind of nodding yes and smiling and, you know. The piece of business everybody seems to appreciate. I think that's wonderful. Come together somewhere. And John, I don't want to put you on the spot and have you answer any questions now, but I've been engaged in a similar conversation more than once about, you know, the large chain type businesses like a McDonald's or a Popeyes versus a mom and pop. You know, what are the upside and the downside to some of those things? I mean, I can make assumptions, but maybe there's an opportunity in the future to talk about why some of those might be appropriate and some not, in terms of, you know, revenue towards taxes or ease of getting them in, or maybe, you know, what's likely to stick as opposed to something that could come and go very quickly. It's not particularly well established. But again, like what are some of the advantages of, like a shopping mall would have big anchor stores versus things in the middle. So maybe just shed some light on that in addition to, you know, some of what's already going on. I do appreciate the comprehensive report, and it seems to be helping a lot. But that's just all kind of part of the balance of everything we try to do, you know, as town folk and board members. You know, where do we give a little, where are we gaining a little, and where are we balancing well? For instance, the Milltown Center development project takes away some green space, but where is that helping? You know, where is some of the revenue from that tax money helping in the Reimagine Milton project, of course? So we could all get to enjoy that when that's done, and I hope everybody's had a chance to see some of those overhead videos. They're kind of fun for me, a little nerdy and techie, and also the Woods Hollow Nature Preserve purchase. I think all of us have gone hiking over there at some point or another, or sledding with the kids or something. I think that's great that we're picking that up. Hopefully that all fits in the plan, and from what I could tell, we've saved it from, you know, kind of getting stripped for lumber as the village owned it. So it's, again, another good opportunity to, you know, maybe give a little bit over here and gain a little bit over there for everybody. So hopefully we keep striking that balance. Thank you.
Yeah, so on that, Eric, it's been passed in the assembly and the state. We're just waiting. The governor signs that bill. We're all set. We can close on that piece of land. So that's what we're waiting for. And she has until next year, which is New Year's Eve, to sign the bill. So it can be any time from here until New Year's Eve till she signs it.
It's
and
still
then-
there now, so
Still there now.
go hiking.
Still there.
So we've set up we've been doing it yearly now, our electronic recycling 28th, tentatively for September 28th. It's a Saturday versus, I'm sorry?
On the calendar.
So instead of giving it to the bulk, you can hold off and give the electronic stuff and it'll be recycled versus, okay. Yeah, there will be a cost for TVs, but they'll take everything else. DVD players, VCRs, batteries, old cell phones, all of that stuff.
Thank you, Brenda. Anyone else on the board?
Just one more plug. Plug for the farmer's market. Thursday, 3 to 6, Burgess Kimball. We addressed some safety concerns that folks had, and we also were addressing it as we had that, you know, first week under our belts, kind of see how the flow of traffic was, and recognizing that people kind of zoom through, and we've moved everything to the one side. Obviously, we'll continue to make modifications if there are additional safety concerns as we move forward. Highway's been really good about helping us kind of put some cones up, put some additional things up to kind of help with the flow of traffic and keep pedestrians out of the way of moving vehicles, and children out of the way of that as well. So again, thanks to Highway and their help with that. This week, there'll be Farmers Market Nutrition Program coupons given out by the Office of the Aging. So that's a really great perk that they have. So definitely, if you have friends, family, that sort of thing, have them come out and they can get coupons for free food. So it's pretty awesome.
Also remind everybody the fair started yesterday. It runs from Tuesday to Sunday. So if everybody could go out and support our Village of Friends and support the fair. So is there any other business to come before the board?
Just real quick, Peter, pointing out something a little bit unusual for the board to hear. I think that's a great observation. I'm happy to be a contact if you want to talk a little bit more about where else that kind of information get out. I mean, the town website would be pretty easy if whoever's managing that finds it appropriate and easy enough to get on there, but there's probably some other places. We all probably know somebody that we wish had that kind of information handy, and it's too late now, but thank you.
All right, there's no need for executive session this evening, so a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Dunleavy?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sarden?
Yes.
Councilman Frawley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Carr?
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander?
Yes, have a good evening, everybody. Thanks for attending.